in the evening.
Okay, okay. So you come back. Um,
Well, I had a good time the other night showing you for the fraud and the liar that you are.
oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Fraud?
Yes, you're a fraud.
How do you explain that before we do the lying bit? How do you explain the fraud bit?
Well, I don't think that you are a flat earther.
I'm
I
not a
think
flat
you're a
earther. I've
Poe.
told you. There are mountains and valleys. They are not flat.
Do you think that there is any flat earther who thinks that because there are mountains and valleys, that that means that the earth is not flat?
I don't know.
There are
What
none.
is your definition of flat
So there
Earth?
are
Is that like
no
two
there
dimensional?
there are no flat earthers who think that merely because there are hills and valleys that the earth is that would mean that if they believed in hills and valleys that the earth would not be flat. No flat earther thinks that. None
Oh,
of them.
okay.
But you think, but you do. You
Well, no,
do.
no,
And
no.
that's
I
why yes
know.
you
I know there's hypsometry or topography, whatever you want to call it. But I also know that the water level is horizontal.
so there are no flat earthers who think that just because there's hills and valleys that means that would mean if they admitted that that would somehow imply that the earth is not flat. Nobody thinks that. Just you.
Well, to me, like we have to be pretty exact, right?
No, you don't
I,
have
I
to
do.
be.
I do because that's the
No,
way I
no, you
live,
don't.
Brenda.
No, but that's not how anybody thinks.
If me, right? The the topography, which I call the earth, because I differentiate the earth from the water, right? Earth isn't water, is it? There's a difference.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, the earth refers to both the watery
No,
surface
no, not to
and
me.
the soil.
No, not to me
Well,
though.
you're,
The earth is the
I know.
soil to me. Now that is not flat. That's why I say I'm not a flat earther.
Do you think that if the earth was in fact a flat disk with hills,
A
mountains, and
disc.
valleys, a flat disk,
Oh,
that's
like
the
a
usual.
circular disc.
Is this the first time you've come across that idea?
I don't know. I'm just getting you to qualify what it
You
is that
don't
you're
know.
talking about is a disc. When you say a disc, you mean like a frisbee, right?
You're in the flat earth community, and this is the first time you've heard of people who think that the earth is a flat disk
I
with a
don't know.
topography and flattened oceans. This is the first time you've heard of that?
No, I know that the water is a horizontal plane. I know that.
That's not what I said. That's not what I
And
said.
I know, like
You're,
from last night, or so you call it, this morning it would be for us. I know that there are some people that are two-dimensional earthers that think that. So that is a
there, no,
pretty new one for me. That
no. So this is new to you. The
the
idea
the
that there are
idea
people out there.
that some of the
So
globe believers think that
when
they
I'm
live
talking,
on a
Bev, when
two-dimensional
I'm talk,
surface.
Bev, when I'm talking, shut your mouth and listen. Right. So me talking is not a sign for you to start talking. You got that?
You've come
Act like
here,
an
Brenda.
adult. Act like adult. Act like an
I am an
adult.
adult.
No, you're not.
Yeah, of course I am.
Act like one. So, do you think that people who believe that the earth is a flat disk with mountains and hills and valleys and seas and rivers and lakes and streams, do you think that they think that the topography has anything to do with the overall shape of the earth?
I don't know. Do you?
You don't know.
Well, you're one of them, aren't you? You're one of them
No,
two-dimensional
no, I'm not.
earthers. Yeah, you are.
No, you don't know. You don't know? Seriously? You're telling me that you don't know that people think the Earth is a two-dimensional
I
or a
I only
flattened disc?
know what I know. I don't know what other people think. I'm not a mind reader. I don't
Well,
bother
you
what other
don't.
people think, to be honest with you.
So you don't know. So you don't know
I don't
that
know.
there are other people who think that the
I'm
Earth
not
is
going
a
to speak for
flat disc.
anybody else other
No,
than
this I'm not
myself.
asking you to speak for them. I'm asking you if you understand what other people think,
I don't
what the
know what
people
other
in your
people
community.
think. What you tell
But
me what you think, Brenda. Do you think you live on a two-dimensional surface?
so you don't know. You're in this community and you have no idea what the other people in your community think is the shape of the Earth. You have no idea.
I'm not going to speak for them.
I'm not asking you to speak
Well,
for them.
but I do.
I'm
You
just
are. You're asking me
asking.
to tell you what I think they think.
Yes,
Well, I'm not.
yes.
Do you ask them what they think,
Why?
or ask me
Don't you
what I
know?
think?
You have no idea,
Don't
but you have
ask
no idea
me
because
what I think they
so you
think.
don't know. You have no idea. This is why I call you a liar and a fraud because you are. You're a liar and a fraud.
Because I'm not
You're a
willing
man.
to
You're a
tell you
man.
what other
No,
people think
no,
that
because
I
because
think
you're
that they think.
right because you're sitting here and you're lying to me. You're lying right now.
What that I can't mind read people.
No, that you don't know what they think.
Yeah,
That's a
I don't
lie.
know what they
You're
think.
lying.
I can't get inside their brains to
So
tell you what
so
they
you
think.
have no idea. You have no idea, no reason to think anything about the people in the community which you are in. You have no idea what they think the shape of the earth
I
is.
don't presume to think what they think
What
at
do you
all.
think that they what do you think? What would you guess if you had to guess? What do you think most of the people in the flat earth community you are a member of, what do you think that they think the shape of the earth is?
Mm, I don't know. I guess they wouldn't say a shape. They wouldn't know, would they? I guess they don't know where the extremities are. Have you ever been to the extremities?
That's not I didn't ask about the extremities. I
Well,
asked
that's how
about
you know
the
what shape
shape.
something is, right? Oh, the
No, not
triangle thing. Do you
necessarily.
want to have a go with the triangle thing?
So you want to change, you're getting
You
uncomfortable.
can
This is
tell.
another sign
You can
that
tell
you're
what
a
shape
liar
something
and a
is by
fraud.
the shape, by the amount
You're
of
a
angles
liar.
within a triangle, can't you?
You're a liar and a fraud. You're a man. You have no honor. You're without honor or integrity. No honor
No honor for what, Brenda?
for you.
I've got no honor
You're a dishonorable man. Dishonorable
for what reason?
for lying.
For lying about?
Yes, lying about what the community
About
around you that you're
me
part
not
of
being able to
thinks.
mind read other people.
That's not what I said. I didn't ask if you could mind read.
You
This
just
is
asked me
another
to
sign
tell
that you're a
you what
liar.
other I think other
Right.
people think.
It's not hard to figure out. It's not hard. And the fact that you try to change things by saying, "Oh, you must think I need to mind read." Nobody thinks that. Nobody's asking that. But that's a tactic that liars use. That's how people lie. You're a liar.
Um,
I just want you to admit it. I just want you to admit it, Bev, that you are a fraud and a liar.
um,
You're a fraud and a liar,
It's
Bev.
a nice opinion you have there, Brenda.
It's not an opinion. I showed it last night and I'm showing it
That was this
now.
morning for us.
Yeah, for me, it was last night.
Oh,
You know,
woke
people
up
can
fresh.
just make the calculation, just make the calculation in your head. I'm on the other side of the world from you.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know anything.
No, I don't
You
know where you
pretend.
live, Brenda. I don't.
You,
It doesn't really
I
matter
live
to
in the
me.
United States. I live in the United States. That's several thousand miles away from you, right? Very often when it's nighttime here, it's day there, although there's overlap. And you can't figure that out?
Did you watch your video? before you go?
No,
Oh,
I didn't. I didn't. But I will. But it's nice that you like to make sexual jokes about me.
pardon?
Does that get you off? Does that get you off?
Sorry, what are you talking about?
The sexual jokes about me.
Which sexual jokes about you?
You have no idea. You have no idea.
I don't know. You'll have to remind me.
So this you're
about.
confused. You're confused. You don't know.
Um,
You don't know
I've
what the
definitely
video.
not got anything
So you don't
sexual to do
know.
with you,
So
Brenda.
you don't
Definitely
know.
not.
You don't know what the video you asked me to watch even says, do you? Is
What?
that what you're
You mean
pretending
the
now?
title of it?
No, yes, the title of it, making a sexual joke.
No.
You think you don't know what that is, do you?
Two-dimensional Earth, the one. That
So
one.
now
You
you're
think,
pretending.
you
You're
think that's
pretending.
sexual?
This yes, you're pretending, right?
You
Not to
flatten
understand.
balls.
This
You
is yes.
make
This is
a
pretending.
3D ball into a two-dimensional
Yes, you're
ball.
pretending. You're pretending because you're a liar and a fraud. You're a dishonorable man, Bev. You have no integrity at all. Nobody should think of anything of you because you're just a piece of shit.
Oh, that's nice of you, Brenda.
Well,
I'm
no,
sure
that's what you
people think
are.
highly of
Well,
you.
you just showed that you are a piece of shit
Really?
because you sit right because I asked you about this video, which you asked me to look at, which you know is
You
there,
said you've not seen
and
it
I
yet.
asked you.
It was about
I haven't seen
what we
it.
were
I
talking
haven't
about
seen it,
this morning. Well, you know
but
what we were going on about,
I can
don't
see
you?
the title. I can see the title, right?
Yeah,
I can see the title.
2D Earther.
No, that's not what it says. What
You
does it
flatten
say?
balls.
What
Brenda
does it say?
flattens balls.
What does it say? No.
Brenda
What does it say?
flattens balls. That's
What?
what it's
No.
called,
What
isn't
does
it?
it say? What does the front card say?
I
What
don't
does it
know.
say? You don't know. You have no
Brenda's
idea.
2D balls. That one.
There you go.
Well,
There
that's
you
what.
go. It's the first honest thing you've said so far. So the question is, why are you making sexual jokes about me?
That's not a sexual joke. What's up with
It's
that?
not sex. It doesn't have anything to do with
2D
sex.
balls.
You don't. So you're going to lie some
You
more.
don't have a sexual thing with balls, do you, Brenda?
So you're going to lie some
we
more.
didn't know that, honestly.
Yes.
That we'll have to put a
So
disclaimer
you're going to
on
lie
that.
some more. So you're going to lie some more about this. You're going to lie some more.
DP,
This is
take
why you are a
note.
dishonest.
Brenda,
You are a dishonest piece of shit. You're a
Brenda has
dishonest
a
piece of shit.
sexual thing with balls.
So yeah. So I'm asking, why are you making these sexual jokes about me?
When you say the sphere has a two-dimensional surface, then you think that is a sexual thing.
Is that what I'm talking about, you fucking liar? Is that what I'm talking about, you fucking clown?
That's,
Is that what I'm talking about? Is that what I'm talking about?
yeah, probably. I think so.
Is that what I'm talking?
No,
No, no, it isn't.
2D balls.
No, it isn't. That isn't what
You
we're
do
talking
have,
about.
2D
This is another
balls,
reason.
though, right?
This is another way that we can know that you're a liar and a fraud, right?
I don't know. What is
You
it?
think it's funny? You think it's funny? You piece of shit. You think it's funny?
I think.
You think it's funny?
I think your
Do you think it's
sexual
funny?
thing might be little bit,
Do you think it's funny?
maybe a little bit funny.
You think it's fun? You think it's funny?
Yeah.
So this is how you get off, right? This is how you get off.
No, you came here.
This is
and
how
told
you
me
get
that
off.
you have a sexual thing for balls.
I don't. I never said anything like that.
Yeah, you did.
This is how you get off. This is how you get off. When you masturbate, do you think about me? Is that what it is? You're thinking it. You're thinking when you masturbate, and then when you come, am I in my mind? In your mind? Is that right?
Is that what you're thinking
Is that
about
what
now?
you're?
Is that
No,
because I started
I'm
talking
asking
about
if that's what.
two-dimensional balls? So you're
No,
getting
I'm
all excited.
I'm asking if that's what you think,
No,
because
it's
that's
not.
what
It's not.
usually happens.
You're the
But
one
you're
that's
the
brought
one-
that here.
No, you're the one making the joke. You're the one making the joke. So I'm asking you, if when you jack off, is this what you think about? Is that what you think about?
2D
when you
balls
jack off?
normally send you into this sort of a frenzy. Brenda.
No, when people make sexual remarks about me, I get upset.
Where's that?
And so then what I do is I confront them about that, and they turn out to be lying sacks of shit
Is it
like
because
you.
of the
You're
is it the
fucking
mentions of the balls
no. It's the
that
fact that you're a
you
fucking
automatically
coward.
go
No,
sexual with it?
no, no.
No.
It's confronting you about sexual jokes in order to show what a lying sack of shit you are.
Okay. So
Right?
this is
I'm
because
confronting
of the
you.
2D surface of a
No,
sphere,
yeah,
right?
that is that what it says? It doesn't say that, does it?
But that's what this is about, right? Because that's what the
No, this
talk was about earlier
no,
on.
no. That's not what
You
this is about. This
purposely
is
came
about
in here
me.
to say about a
No,
two-dimensional
no.
surface of a ball.
This is about me. This is about me confronting you with your sexual comments and remarks about me.
No, that's you imagining that being sexual, Brenda, and
No,
it's not.
I'm not imagining anything. Anybody can see that this is a sexual innuendo, and I'm confronting you about it to show what a piece of shit you are. Are you choking?
You
Are you
haven't.
choking?
You
Are you
haven't.
are you jacking off now? Are you jacking off, Ev?
Is that
How often? How
Brenda?
often do
Stop
you? Bev,
imagining
how
that for
often?
me, please.
How often do you jack off, Bev? How often? How often do you jack off?
Is this
Since you feel
is
comfortable,
this where you
since you
normally
feel
go with
comfortable.
debates, to Brenda?
No, this is not where I normally go. This is where I go
Oh,
with line sacks of shit like you,
oh.
people who enjoy making sexual comments about other people.
I've
So
not
I'm going to
mentioned
throw
that,
it in
Brenda.
your face.
That's you all the time.
So I'm
You
putting it.
all the way.
So I'm confronting you. I'm confronting you. I'm confronting you. Right.
Okay.
And so
you were
since
asking me
you feel
some
free,
pretty weird
since you feel
questions earlier
free,
on.
right. So since you
Is that
feel
how you
free to
normally
comment,
confront people?
right. Yes, when you feel free to make sexual remarks about me, that means I get to make sexual remarks about you. So how
I
often?
was
When was
just
the last
going on
time you
about
jacked off? When was the last time you jacked off, Bev?
Brenda. Come
When
on now.
when did you? Oh, why?
Is this who are you
You
asking
have no
for?
right. You have no right to be offended because you feel
I'm
comfortable
not offended,
offending
Brenda.
me.
I know.
Oh,
I'm not offended.
then just tell
I'm
me.
just
Then just
wondering
tell
why
me how
you're.
often. Well, then just tell me how often do you jack off?
No, it's all right.
What shape is your penis? What have you got, a little mushroom?
Is it
Tell me about
a
it.
flat one?
Does it bend to the right or to the left? Huh? What is it? 1 inch,
This
2 inches,
great.
3 inches?
Is this where we're
Tell me
going with
about
the
it.
new debate scene?
This is because you feel free making sexual remarks about me. So
about
therefore
the
that gives me
two-dimensional surface of a
that gives
sphere?
me permission to make sexual remarks about you. So tell me, how often do you jack off?
This is a little bit strange, Brenda.
Go ahead. Yeah, too bad. Yeah, I don't care about your discomfort. You don't care about my discomfort, so I don't have to care about yours.
You came here earlier talking about the two-dimensional surface of a sphere.
So maybe you're like Pete Shea and you drink your own piss. Do you do that? Do you drink your own piss? A lot of flat earthers do.
I'm
Do you
not
drink
a
your own
flat earther.
piss?
We've already been through that, Brenda.
No. Yes, you are. You're
Are
like a lot of
mountains
them,
and
right?
valleys. No, you're a
Yeah,
little
but
bit
I'm just
strange,
wondering.
Brenda, to be honest with you.
But I'm just wondering, do you drink your own piss? Maybe you do. Do you like it? Gargle, get it gargling in the back of your throat. Do you like that?
He's speaking from personal experience there.
Absolutely none, none whatsoever.
Okay.
But I know that a lot of flat earthers like to drink their own piss.
Well, I don't know. I've never
PJ,
inquired about that sort of thing.
Well, they talk about it
you
all
do
the
sound like
time.
that sort of a person to ask those sort of questions. I mean, like you've asked me a fair few questions today that are not really relevant to any sort of discussion that we're talking.
Do you think that the comments about the video are relevant?
What about the two-dimensional surface of a sphere?
Is that what the title? Is that what the title card says? That's not what it says.
You mean the thumbnail?
Yes, that's called a title card.
Yeah, it's called the thumbnail.
Do you think that's relevant? Do you think
It
that's
says
relevant?
upload
Do you think that's relevant?
thumbnail. That's what it's called
Do you
when you
think
do
that's
it.
do you think that's relevant? Do you think that's relevant?
DP made
No,
that
that's a
one.
sexual that's
The
a sexual comment, and so you think that
what the
that's
Brenda's
appropriate.
two-dimensional balls.
Right. And the
Right, well,
obvious
that is
sexual
what you were
connotation.
talking about earlier, though, wasn't it? Like, I
Yeah,
mean, that was
yes.
the thing:
So
2 dimensions
yes,
versus three
yes, you're going
dimensions.
to pretend
And
you're
what
going to
did you say?
pretend
You
that you
said
don't
2 dimensions,
so you're
right?
going to pretend that you don't understand anything that's been going on. You're
I'm
going to
not
pretend you
pretending
don't
I'm doing
understand.
anything. I'm
You're a
telling you.
liar.
Telling
You're
you
you're a
straight to your
liar and
face.
a fraud. You're a liar and a fraud.
But what you say, Brenda, doesn't really mean anything, does it?
But you're a liar. Yeah, well, it does. You're a
Who does
liar
it
and a
mean to? You
fraud.
just keep saying it. It doesn't make it
What do
true.
you
You
mean?
just
Who does it mean to? You sit here and you lie to my face. You lied the other night, and you're lying now.
lie about
And it's
what?
obvious.
Come on, Brenda. You just keep saying
Just
that.
everything,
It's just obvious.
everything.
Yeah.
You don't. You're lying. You're lying when you say that you have no idea what other people in your flat Earth community think the shape of the Earth is. That's a lie.
Like I said, you'll have to ask them, Brenda. I'm only willing to
No,
speak
I'm
for
asking
myself.
you. I'm asking you what you think other people in your community think. So
I
I'm a
don't
glober,
think for
and
other
I'm a
people. I
glober.
only
I'm not
think
asking you
for
to think for.
myself.
I'm not. I'm not asking you to think for other people. So I'm a globe earther, and I can tell you that the people in my community all think that the Earth is a globe. Now, that's not me thinking for them. That's not me mind reading. Nobody is that fucking stupid. Only you are so fucking stupid that you
Wow.
can't understand a simple fucking question. That's how fucking stupid you are.
Wow,
You're you're
you know how many
stupid, man.
swear words you
You're
put
you're
then?
you're.
That
I
was a
don't care.
really bad
Listen,
ad hom. That does that not
I don't
constitute
care.
as a loss when you start ad homming?
That's not an ad hom. It's not an ad
Is
hom.
it not?
No, it's not an ad
Sounds
hom. It's
like
an
it to me.
insult. No, it. Yes, that's another thing you don't understand. I didn't say that an argument was false because you're a fucking idiot. I just
Oh,
said you're a fucking idiot.
Oh, right. So that doesn't
Yeah, it's
constitute
just
as a. Yeah.
it's an insult.
Oh, right.
Yes, I'm
Well,
just insulting
that
you.
obviously
It's
wins,
also
helps you win,
yeah.
like your case. How many
What
bonus
case? What
points do you
case?
think you're gonna get for that?
What case? Where I'm not making a case. This isn't a
Oh.
debate.
Oh
This is
no, it's
me
just have us having a
confronting you
chat.
on what a lying sack of shit you are and how fucking stupid you are that you can't figure things out. You can't figure anything
I can
out.
figure loads of things out. Of course, I
No,
can.
you can't.
Yeah, yeah,
No, you
yeah.
can't.
I
You don't even understand. Last night
I
showed me that
figured
you
out
don't even
geometry. That was
understand
this
Euclidean.
morning.
You don't understand Euclidean geometry.
What?
I showed that last night.
What?
You have no
What
clue.
did you show that I didn't understand?
You don't understand the fifth postulate.
Which is.
Which is the parallel postulate.
And I don't understand it. How?
I tried to explain it to you, and you
It
couldn't
just
understand it last
states
night.
that if two lines are parallel, then they don't touch, right?
No, that's not what it says.
I know that's not what it says, but you call it the parallel postulate. It doesn't mention parallel lines, does it?
That's correct.
Right,
That's
well, so
correct.
it states, or what you imagine it states, is that parallel lines don't touch, right?
That's not what it says. This is why you are a fucking moron, because you don't even understand your own Euclidean geometry you profess to believe. It does not say that. You don't understand
What
it.
does it say then,
Your
Brenda?
own
Come on.
so-called.
Like,
It
don't just
says.
say it doesn't say that. Explain
Well, I'll tell you what
what
it
it does
says.
say. If it doesn't say
Are you gonna?
parallel lines don't touch.
It's called the parallel postulate
Yep.
because it establishes that there if there is a line and then a point not on that line,
Yep.
that there is one and only one line
Yep.
which passes through that point which does not intersect with the line.
Yep.
And you couldn't understand that last night.
Because it doesn't intersect, because it runs parallel. It doesn't
Yes,
touch. Parallel
we
lines
we get
do
that.
not
We get that.
touch.
Yes,
Yeah, you've just said
seventh
exactly
graders
what
get
I
this.
said, but after you saying
Yeah,
that
yeah,
what
but
I
you don't
said wasn't
understand.
correct.
But you don't understand it. That was the point that came out
You've just
last night.
repeated what I said. And then
No,
after
no,
that, you've said that I don't understand it, which just goes to
no.
prove
I'm
that
not
you don't
repeating what you
understand what
said.
you're
You
talking
said
about.
no.
It's
You
called
said
the
something
parallel
completely different.
postulate
You're
for a
pretend.
reason, isn't it, Brenda?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So that reason is that it states that parallel lines do not touch. As
It
known,
does not. It does
that's
not
what
say
parallel
that.
lines mean, isn't it?
It does not mention parallel lines at all.
No, it
So when
doesn't.
you
Do you want
say
me
it
to
says
read it out
parallel
for
lines
you?
don't cross, that's not true.
Do you want me to
And
read it
that's
out
you
for you?
not
I've got it here.
understanding geometry.
I've got it here.
That's not what it says.
Yeah, I know it doesn't say anything. It says, if a straight line meet two straight lines so as to make the two interior angles on the same side of it taken together less than two right angles, these straight lines, being continually produced, shall at length meet on that side on which are the angles which are less than two right angles. It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah, but the better one is the more modern
that is
version,
brilliant.
which
That
I
one.
recreated.
I can show it you on a like a draw it out for you if you want me
No,
to.
no, you think that this is like some sort of sacred text, and
It's
only the old version is
Euclidean
correct.
geometry.
It's you think it's sacred? You think it's a sacred
This
text?
is well probably one of the most perfect books ever wrote.
Well, it's
Mathematical as
wrong.
well.
Well, it's wrong.
What
Isn't it?
Euclid's elements are wrong.
No, it's wrong, isn't it?
I don't know. You say it's wrong. Like
Well,
you've just
on
said
a
it
surface,
three or four
on,
times there. But how
yeah,
is it wrong? You just say in that
yes,
Euclid's elements is wrong. Euclidean geometry
yeah,
is wrong,
be,
Brenda.
right. It's wrong.
Yep.
It's wrong because, um, in the presence of gravity, space is non-Euclidean.
In the presence of gravity, did you just say?
Yes.
So when we say we use Euclidean geometry, would that mean that there is no gravity, or that you're wrong?
No, that doesn't mean that. That doesn't follow.
Oh. So what? Please explain.
What's there to explain?
In the presence of gravity, you said, non-Euclidean geometry, right? So what happens to Euclidean geometry? Where is that used?
Oh, it's like an approximation, right? Because it can be the case. Yeah, it's an approximation.
And like, which is the exact one then? Like, how do you get more exact?
Well, it sort of depends on the space around you.
Okay.
There's places in the universe where you get a pseudosphere geometry, right? Which is with negative curvature.
Right.
There's places with negative curvature.
Have you ever done trigonometry?
Places, a long time ago in high school.
Okay. Do you know what it is then, right?
So you think
it's based
that
on a triangle, right? A right angle triangle.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
are these like new? Are these like new
degrees?
Are these like new concepts to you?
That would be.
Bev? Are these new ideas to you?
Triangles, right?
Are these new ideas to you? You aware
you have
that
Euclidean triangles used in trigonometry, and you say we don't use Euclidean triangles. Is that not accurate enough for you? Is it not? You don't like it's just an approximation whenever the teachers at school use
excuse
trigonometry.
Me, excuse me,
I'll
Bev.
have to tell my lad that.
Bev, when I'm talking, you sit down and
You
shut the
you
fuck up.
you just say
Sit
Bev
down.
all of the time for some reason. That's not
Because
really talking, is it?
because you were talking over me. I was talking and then you decided to start talking. So what I want you to do is to sit down
You
and
just
shut
said
your mouth.
I'm gonna go and make a
Sit
brew.
down,
All right.
sit down and shut your mouth.
I'm stood up. I'm making a brew.
There you go. There you go. Be a good boy and know your place and shut the fuck up. Know your place. Know your place and shut up.
You've got the floor, la. Go on, off you go.
So apparently this is new idea to you, which is that geometry is something every child is taught. So you talking to me about triangles isn't new mathematics. Every child knows this. You think this is like advanced
Is that
stuff
child abuse
because
to every child
because
that gets
because
taught
you're
geometry?
because because you're a fucking moron and you think that this is new stuff. This is advanced stuff. This is how fucking stupid you are. So don't talk to me about triangles. I know about triangles, right?
Oh, do you know about triangles? I mean, you were saying about that. You went to go and research about triangles with more than 180, didn't you?
This is another
Did
thing
you
you
get to
don't
anybody
understand.
talk to about that?
On
Any
on
surveyors
on
that? Did you get to check it? Did you?
on a sphere, when I'm talking, shut your fucking mouth. Got that? So when you ask me a
So
question
what about
and I
these
start
triangles?
so
Right?
excuse me, I was fucking talking. When you ask me a question and
The
I start to answer,
triangles are
that's not a,
180 degrees.
excuse me. When you ask me a question and I'm answering, shut your fucking mouth. Shut it. You got that?
Triangles with
Do you got
180 degrees
let me know.
or more than
Do you
180 degrees.
do you
Have
got
you been
that?
anybody to? Have
Bev?
you asked anyone yet?
Bev, do you got that?
The kettle's just boiled. I'll be back in a
Bev?
minute.
Yeah, yeah, run away. Run away, you fucking piece of shit. So this is what the fucking little coward, the cowardly little piece of shit called Bev. He's a cowardly little piece of shit who doesn't even know, you know, what the difference is between Euclidean and non-Euclidean, which is simple, something you can teach in high school, right? It's simple. The sum of the angles of a triangle on a surface with positive curvature is greater than 180 degrees. On a surface with negative curvature, it's less than, and on a flat plane, it's equal to 180 degrees.
Can I
But
just
this,
offer
but
up
this,
the difference
but this,
between Euclidean and non-Euclidean is
excuse me, I
that
was
one
fucking
of them
talking.
is Euclidean
I was
and the other
talking.
one
I'm
isn't
talking.
Euclidean.
I'm talking.
It's quite a
I'm
clear
talking.
difference
I'm
between the two.
talking. Shut up. Shut up when I'm talking.
It's just saying it's a pretty
So
clear
show
difference
no.
between the
So
two of them.
Bev,
Like one
Bev,
is and the other
shut
one
up.
isn't.
Bev,
It says none
Bev,
in front
shut
of it.
up. Shut up, Bev. When I'm talking, shut up.
The
You got
Euclidean
that?
geometry
We need to.
is just called Euclidean, and then the non-Euclidean has none wrote in front of
No,
it.
shut up, Bev. Bev, I'm talking. We need to set ground rules because you're a fucking child and you don't know how to have a conversation like an adult. When I'm talking, that's not a sign for you to start talking. Do you got that? Tell me, indicate that you understand and you're willing forward to respect the person who's talking, and I'll respect you, but otherwise I'm not going to.
I just
So when
thought
I'm
my
talking,
definition, the difference between the two was a bit better than
you
yours. I think
don't,
it was a bit more
you don't.
concise.
What's the difference?
One
What's
of
the
them says
difference?
is Euclidean geometry and it's well defined. The other one just isn't that.
That's not true. You're wrong. And again,
Well, unless you label it and give us the axioms and all of that, you've not
I did
done that. You've just said it's
I did that
not
last night.
that Euclidean.
I did that last night. I told you what the axioms are.
Did you?
The axioms for yes, I did last night.
No, you didn't.
You were too busy. You were too busy
You've
running
not
off your
watched the
fucking
video,
mouth.
have you? Like
Yeah,
you'd
yeah.
have
You were.
found it on there.
I told you. I told you what they were. You didn't listen because you don't listen. But I told you what there are axioms for spherical geometry, and there are axioms.
They are. Yeah,
for,
you did say there are, but you didn't say
yes,
what
and
they are, did you?
no,
You just
I
said
told you.
there
No,
are.
I
It's a
told you
bit
what
vague.
they are. No, I told you what they are. I specifically called them out what they are. I told you
didn't.
exactly.
There is a video, Brenda. There is
Yeah.
a video, and it was recorded. You can
Yes.
quite clearly see that you didn't do what you've just said you did.
That's false. That's false. I gave you the axioms.
You'll be
you
able
want me
to
to
just
give them to you?
clip it out
No,
from
Bev, when I'm
the earlier
talking,
video.
shut up.
No problem.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Go and clip the
Shut
video.
up.
Or if you, we
Bev,
can give you a little bit if you want.
up.
Do you know
Shut
about
up.
what sort of time it
Bev,
was? We could
shut
get
up.
somebody to have a look for you.
Bev, shut up.
Do you
When I'm
have-
talking,
do you have somebody
shut your
to
mouth.
do that for you?
When I'm talking, shut your fucking mouth. Sit down and shut the fuck up.
Ooh. Go on, power trip. Go on,
Yeah.
go on.
So
lad.
that's what is that what you want? Is that what you want? You little piece of shit. That's what you're here for. Because you know what a piece of shit you are, and so you want to get one over all those people that you think have put you down. But the fact is that you're just a piece of shit.
I don't think you've put me down. I think you might have tried to, but I don't personally.
No,
think that you've
I
actually
humiliated
achieved.
you. I humiliated
Is that
you
what you
the
think?
other night.
Nice.
Yes.
That
I
was
showed
the
you to be a
the
clown.
two-dimensional surface of a sphere.
Yeah.
Humiliation.
Yes, you're a clown.
Oh, yeah,
You're a
you
clown.
do that anytime.
You're a moron because you think the surface of a sphere is three-dimensional.
I do think the surface of a sphere is
Yes.
three-dimensional.
Yes, you're a
very true.
clown. You're a clown. I showed you last night what a clown you are.
And you've done what? I bet you were
I showed you
seething
what-
all day, weren't you? Like, did you struggle going to sleep, or
No, I forgot about you.
you slept well?
No, I forgot about you.
Okay, well, you still came back here though, didn't you? Like, so something must have
Because I get
triggered.
reminders. I get reminders in Discord. A little message pops up.
Oh,
Otherwise, I don't think about you at all.
but the little message comes up that tells you to think about me.
Well, from that's how Discord works. Do you not know how Discord works?
Yeah, I don't know how Discord works. Yes, I don't have notifications turned on though.
So,
Do you have
so the
all
point that you were
notifications? I bet
making.
that'd be a nightmare.
So, Bev,
You just don't
Bev,
keep special
you
notifications
really-
turned on
Bev,
just for the
Bev,
special
Bev.
places.
Bev, you really, really need
Is this
to
one
start
of your special
respecting.
places?
You really need to start not talking and respecting verbal space here. And when I'm talking, you don't start talking.
Don't,
Okay.
Watch you don't trip over your words when you.
You need to start respecting that space.
What space?
You really do.
Space? A bit close. That COVID space.
Is that how fucking stupid you are? You can't understand that?
Space. You mean the space is the distance between physical objects, right? That space.
No,
No.
no, I'm not talking about that, you moron.
What sort of space are you talking about then?
Well, what was I just talking about?
I don't know. I forgot. I was bored.
Yeah, you don't know. You forgot. You don't know. That's how fucking stupid you are. You don't know what I was just talking about.
You were
You
probably
can't
ad
figure it out.
homing somewhere, or you're doing just sort
No,
of.
I was not at home. I was just insulting you.
Oh, nice.
But I was talking about something. I was just talking about something, right? What was I talking about? Do you
Um,
remember?
Probably about ad homing or just sort of
No,
insulting. You were, yeah.
no, no, no. I
you
was
were. Oh, you
talking.
were explaining how triggered you get.
No,
Oh,
I
yeah.
wasn't talking
Yes,
about
you
that
were.
either.
Yes,
I
you were.
wasn't. I was talking about how I want you to start respecting the fact that I'm talking and to not interrupt me when I'm talking.
You you really need to start saying something rather than just saying that you're talking.
It doesn't matter.
Like just you just can talk.
The fact that you can't understand or comprehend elementary seventh grade mathematics doesn't mean that what I'm talking about doesn't mean anything. This is seventh grade. This is junior high stuff,
I don't know
and
what you're
you can't
talking
figure
about with
you
that.
can't.
That's
So I was
American,
talking.
mate.
This is a
Yeah,
Bev.
we don't have
Bev,
the
when I'm
similar sort of
talking,
schools.
Bev, when I'm talking. This is another example. I was talking. That's not a sign for you to
I
start talking.
don't think you were just talking. You were just sort
I
of going
was,
on one of
I
your
was,
rants.
I was talking. I was talking. I was explaining to you, right, that what we're talking about is what we in the States call junior high. I don't know what you call it in the shitheel town that you live in, right? The piece of shit town that you live. I don't know what you call it there. Who gives a fuck what you call it?
Uh huh.
Right. So non-Euclidean geometry is well defined.
Go on then.
Yeah.
Have a
It
go at it.
has axioms.
Yeah,
They
which are
changed the axiom. They changed the fifth postulate.
to what? What did the fifth postulate change to?
Do we have to go through that again? Have you already forgotten?
I haven't forgotten. I'm just wondering if
Then
you've
why did you
actually
ask?
bothered looking to state what it
Why did you ask?
states.
Why did you ask?
Because I'm
The fifth
asking
postulate.
you if you know what it is. We know what it is in Euclidean geometry and what it states, don't we? Because we've just been over that.
Right. We've been over the
Right, so
fifth postulate.
what
And
does it
so
state
I
in
was
the other
talking
one?
again. Again, I was talking. That's not a
You're
sign for you
probably
to
just
start
going to go and
talking.
try and
No,
avoid
I don't
answering the
care. I don't
question,
care.
because that's
I
what you
don't
do.
care if I'm talking. Shut your mouth. Do you understand?
You,
When I'm talking, shut your mouth.
yes, I know you have that, but you don't ever
Yes.
say anything, do you?
That's
You just
because
keep
you
saying
interrupt constantly.
when I'm talking. Like you've had a chance
Because
to answer this
no,
fifth postulate
because
thing
I
that you keep
no
going
no
on
I
about.
haven't because you constantly interrupt. You constantly interrupt. So are you going to not interrupt while I explain it to you? Can I get that? Do I have a promise from you that you won't
I'm not
interrupt me?
promising anything. Come on.
No. No, you're not going to promise. Then I'm not going to explain it to you.
Well, don't.
No, I don't have
Don't
to
then.
explain it
I
to you.
mean,
But
it just
nevertheless,
shows that you don't know what you're
you know,
talking about. I mean, that's fine. I
no,
mean,
it doesn't.
everybody will
That doesn't
be
show
able
that at
to
all.
tell that you
That doesn't
haven't got
show
a
that at
clue what you're
all.
talking about.
No, I know what I'm talking about,
Well,
but you
everybody
won't
knows that
promise to not
Euclidean
interrupt me.
geometry is the one that gets used, right?
No, they don't know that.
Did he not? Oh well, I'll get a few things up then for
No,
Euclidean
so
geometry.
other people who have been through higher grade levels than high school know that there are different geometries with different base postulates or axioms. Everybody knows this.
What's your idea of the difference between a postulate and an axiom?
There's no difference. They're different words for the same thing.
Oh, well, there's 3 postulates and I've got 12 axioms. What about
There's
you?
there's there's 5 postulates in Euclidean geometry.
Well, I see in the thingy I've got 3
There are
postulates and 12
there are
axioms. How
5.
does that work?
There are 5 postulates
Oh,
or
it seems like
axioms
you've
in
got the
Euclidean geometry.
shortened version, haven't you?
Yeah, there's 5.
There's 12 axioms in my book and 3 postulates. So that's 15 altogether. You seem to be missing a few. Are you sure you're right? Did you get the right one? Or not? Maybe you might have them as common notions or something like that. I don't know what your Euclidean book is like. Do you have your Euclidean the elements at hand there, Brenda? Who wrote the copy that you use? I've got
I don't worship.
I've got a Todd Hunter.
So when you ask me a question, you have to shut the fuck up. So you asked me what my postulates are. So there's just one that's changed in elliptical non-Euclidean geometry, which is the 5th. Yeah, that's one way or spherical, whichever way you want to call it.
Right? They're different though, aren't they? They are different. Yeah? You know they're different, don't you? Don't you? You didn't. Shocking. Yeah, they're different. Which one do you want to pick?
So, in elliptical geometry,
you're going with elliptical. Brilliant. Okay.
So I'm not talking to you.
Uh-huh.
You can't help yourself. You keep interrupting me as soon as I start talking.
Well, you keep going on about non-Euclidean geometry, and you just flip-flop between 2 really quickly then. I don't even think you understood that they're both different non-Euclidean geometries, but hey, I've been trying
for the last half hour to explain it to you, but you won't let me.
Okay. Elliptical.
You won't shut your fucking mouth.
Oh. Well,
shut your fucking mouth.
Right.
Shut up.
Well, let's see what we can
Shut up. Let's shut up.
Yep.
In elliptical geometry, it's given a line and a point not on that line, right? There are no lines parallel to the given line that can be drawn through the point.
No parallels.
In hyperbolic, I thought you were going to let me talk. In hyperbolic geometry, given a line with no point, with a point not on that line, there are infinite many lines parallel to the given line that can be drawn through the point. Okay, so that's well defined. You said non-Euclidean is not well defined. I just given you well defined.
Yeah, so there's 2 kinds. The one that you went with though has no parallel lines as one of the axioms, right? It states that there are no parallel lines. Okay.
There are no lines parallel to the given line that can be drawn through that point not on the line.
Yeah, no parallel lines is what it states. Because that was what was up with Euclidean geometry, the parallel line postulate, right? So they had to do away with parallel lines in spherical geometry.
Well, in spherical or elliptical? Which one?
Whichever one you want to go with. They both have no parallel lines, don't they?
Oh, are they both the same?
No, they're not.
They're not?
No.
What's the difference?
You should know. No, you're the one that's going with it.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me what's the difference.
No. I know how this game gets played, Brenda.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me what the difference is.
No, you.
No.
Use that geometry. I don't use that geometry. I use Euclidean. I can go to my book and state all of the things that I'm going to state from my book with the definitions and the axioms and the postulates. and the proof's within, right? I can do that with Euclidean geometry. You keep spouting not that geometry, right? So you presumably have your own books that you can access at any time you wish.
I don't have sacred books of geometry that I worship.
Okay.
I just
I'm
can
not
look it up.
worshipping
I can just
anything,
look
but
it up on a mathematics. I can just look it up on a mathematics site,
off you go.
or I can just refer
Find us
to the stuff.
perpendicular. Give us your definition of perpendicular. Or even better, give us the definition of a sphere within your geometry. That's a good one. I thought of that one today, actually. I think that's shout out DP. Yeah, just give us a definition of a sphere in your geometry and it'll be sweet. How many people have you got in your team? Or are you doing this solo?
You think there's a team?
Yeah, you guys always work in a team, don't you? Have you not got like the
excuse
Red's
me, excuse
Rhetoric
me. When you
team in
excuse
the
me,
background,
excuse me,
GeoCuber, all of them
excuse me,
sort of
piece of shit,
dudes?
piece of shit, piece of shit. Excuse me, piece of shit. When I'm talking and answering you, shut the fuck up. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes, we sit in a room in the CIA, right? And we pass notes to each other. Yeah, you got it.
I bet you're getting laughed at right now, Brenda, aren't you?
We sit in a room at the CIA, right? And we pass notes to each other as we talk to flat earthers. Yep, you got it. You got it. You nailed it, buddy. I don't know how you did it. You're such a genius. You're such a genius.
So a lot to say about that, Brenda, but not much to
So
say
you're
about
such a
his question
genius.
about a sphere. You would rather talk about ad homs and CIA.
Yeah, that's all. That's all he does, isn't it? Right?
That's what I'm hearing. Plenty of open air, Brenda.
What?
Plenty of open air for you to define.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking to my colleagues at the CIA.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
Because the genius
How well
here,
are they doing?
the
Are they
genius,
going to give you an answer yet or not?
The genius
Is
here,
it a bit of a
the genius
tough one?
here figured it out.
We're still waiting.
Waiting for what?
A definition within your geometry that is not Euclidean of a sphere, please.
It's a set of distances equidistant from a central point.
Is that on a two-dimensional surface?
No, that would be in a three-dimensional surface.
Oh.
Three-dimensional space.
But you're not talking about either of those two geometries that you were just talking about earlier, then, are you? Because they're the geometry of a two-dimensional surface of a sphere, right? Can you not
Maybe
remember why
there's
you
a-
came in, Brenda? Well, that was the two-dimensional thing. That's what you you got upset.
No, we're not.
And thought that me talking about two-dimensional balls was sexual. Can you not remember that?
Yes, it is sexual. Yes, and I was upset.
Flat balls are sexual.
So the point
Is that
a sphere is the set of points equidistant from a central point, or
three-dimensional
defining the
objects.
radius.
Yep.
Yeah. The surface of a sphere is two-dimensional, as I showed to you last night.
Well, really, it's three-dimensional, isn't it? I mean, you just imagine it to be two-dimensional, don't you? The actual
how many
surface
numbers
of a sphere is three-dimensional.
That's not true. How many numbers does it take to describe any point on the surface of a sphere?
are you fixing it upon an axis?
How many numbers does it take to
How many
describe
numbers?
or any? Yes, how many numbers? How many coordinates does it take to describe any point on the surface of a sphere?
You
It's
can't
two.
tell where the top is, can you? So, like, as soon
It's
as the ball
two. You only
rolls,
need.
the coordinates on that
We're talking
ball
about.
are
We're talking
useless,
about.
aren't they?
So we're talking about math. We're talking about math, not real things,
Talking
right?
about
You
geometry.
tried. You tried to. We tried to. You tried to obfuscate like this last night, right?
You think you
That's how
start
I know
talking
that.
numbers when
That's how I
we're
know that
talking
you're a liar.
shapes?
That's how I know you're a liar, right? When you try to deflect like this. So how many numbers does it take to uniquely define any point on the surface of a sphere?
You
Not
tell
a
you tell
ball.
us, Brenda.
No, you're the one that
No,
thinks
no,
it's three
no.
dimensional.
You're the one
You're the
that
one that
thinks
thinks it's
they can do something with numbers on a ball. Do you want to write them on the ball or something?
yeah, you can't figure that out?
I can't
You don't
figure
know what
out what the
coordinates
fuck
are.
you're talking about, Brenda. No,
You don't know what coordinates are. You don't know what coordinates are.
no.
Why are you
Right?
turning it around on him? Just explain your
Because he's the
I
whatever
one.
you're
can't.
trying to
He's the
do.
one. Because he's the moron that thinks that the surface of a sphere is three dimensional, and that
We get
means
why
that
you're
it, there
attacking him.
Do ask
there that
Dave.
means
Ask
that there
Dave
must
about
be
the
that
surface of
means
a sphere.
that means that there must be three means that there must be three dimensions that
Just
need to be specified.
ask him, Brenda.
Go ahead. What are the three numbers
No.
that uniquely describe any single point on the surface of a sphere?
Dave, you know, like there's a sphere. It's three-dimensional. It's a three-dimensional object, right? Now, the surface of that sphere. Would you say that's three-dimensional or two-dimensional?
2-dimensional.
Sorry,
He said
Two-
two-dimensional.
you said
Three-
two.
The surface
Yes.
is 3 dimensions, and we view
No.
it.
Hmm.
The surface of
No.
the sphere.
Yeah, the,
The surface
surface
of a sphere is
bounds the
two-dimensional.
sphere, Brenda.
Yes, it
When
bounds.
you
It
look
bounds
at a
the sphere.
sphere, you see the surface of that sphere. Now, I
Yes,
see
you keep
a
saying these
sphere.
obvious things that any child can
Yeah,
figure
well,
out.
that's
but it only has two dimensions.
three-dimensional, Brenda. When I
No, it
look
doesn't. It has
at
only two.
a sphere, I see three-dimensional surface.
Yes,
of
yeah.
it.
The sphere is three-dimensional. The surface
Yes.
is two-dimensional.
No, the surface
The sphere
is what
three-dimensional.
makes the sphere
The-
a sphere.
no, it isn't.
Yes, it is. It's the bit where the
No,
sphere
what makes it a sphere?
isn't and where it is. It's where them two join together. That is the surface.
Yeah, the surface of the sphere is not the same as the sphere itself.
I mean, look, Brenda, I say it's three-dimensional, right? You say it's two-dimensional, but you only say it's two-dimensional because you want to live on the surface of a 2D surface, right? That's what you want to live on because you know that's reality, right?
So I just want you to be honest.
No,
instead
you're
of a
not
lying
going to
sack of shit.
find any curvature in water level. So therefore, you have to imagine that you live on a two-dimensional surface of a sphere. It's just in your mind, Brenda.
No, that's not anything to do with this. But when you try to distract like this, that's how I know that you're a lying sack of shit. You're a liar.
I'm just talking about reality, Brenda. When I see a
No,
sphere,
we're talking about math.
it is
We're talking about math.
dimensional.
No, it's not. The
It's
surface.
a three-dimensional shape that is bound by a surface that is three-dimensional.
No, it doesn't say that. Your quote does not say that at all.
It does. It says a surface.
No,
is,
it does not. You're lying again. You're lying. You're a lying sack of shit.
Is length, breadth, and thickness, and then it says that which bounds the object is
a surface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And a surface is two-dimensional.
three-dimensional.
No, it doesn't say that.
Well, yeah,
It
it
doesn't
says
say
a
that.
three-dimensional
It does not.
surface has to go round a three-dimensional object. You can't put a
No, you can't put a
two-dimensional surface on
How
a
how can you cover
three-dimensional object, can you?
how can you cover a three-dimensional object with a three-dimensional object? How can you do that?
That's what a sphere is, isn't it? The surface is all the way round the three-dimensional
Can you cover
object.
how can you cover a three-dimensional object, the sphere, with a three-dimensional object, the surface of the sphere?
The surface of the sphere is what bounds the sphere, right?
They're one and the
Yes.
same.
Yeah. Same thing.
How can you
Same
no,
thing.
he said you cover it. He said cover.
No, they're one and the same.
Bound.
No, the boundary
Do you want me
the
to-
boundary is two-dimensional.
Get the actual
The boundary is two-dimensional.
Euclidean. If you want to find
The boundary
your,
is two-dimensional.
you get your geometry book.
I already told you.
And you find us the definition within your
I told you.
geometry
I already
book
told you.
of a
I already told you.
of a surface.
Did
of
you
a
did you forget
three-dimensional
already?
object.
I already told you. I already told you.
Where?
A sphere is
I've heard a lot
I
of
told
that.
you.
You've already told me. You've not said anything. You keep
Yes, I
saying
did.
you've already told me, but
That's because
it's just that you've already told me that you've already told
No.
me. You didn't
already
actually
told
ever
you.
tell me.
you have the brain of a goldfish and it wants it back.
We've heard all that.
I told you what it is. A
What?
sphere is the set of points equidistant from a central point.
Show us it. Look,
Show
here we
is
go.
it.
Yeah.
Show is it?
I'm going to show you there, right? In book 11, definitions, first one. A solid is that which has length, breadth, and thickness. Number 2, that which bounds a solid is a superficies, surface, right?
Yeah, that doesn't support your claim.
It sure does.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
The surface is two-dimensional.
It's a genius work of logic. First off, he says that a solid, which is that which has length, breadth, and thickness. That's length 1, breadth 2, thickness 3. 3 dimensions.
Yes.
Yep.
That's the sphere.
That
talking
which
about the
bounds a
surface.
solid
We're-
is its surface.
Listen. You need to stop this. You need to stop this. I'm just going to stop. You stop
You're just
interrupting
gonna
me.
stop. Please do.
Stop interrupting me. Stop interrupting. So it says the surface. It doesn't say the solid itself is not the same as its surface.
It says the surface bounds it.
Yes. You're a fucking moron.
Well, you admit that it's three-dimensional and the surface is around the outside of it, right? I mean,
Right.
Yeah,
But the
it's
surface is
three-dimensional
two-dimensional.
too.
No, the solid is three-dimensional. The surface of the solid is two-dimensional.
guess we're just going to have to disagree, Brenda.
Well, you're wrong even by Euclid. You're wrong even by
Well.
Euclid. The solid is three-dimensional. The surface of a solid is two-dimensional.
No,
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Specifically states
Yes, it is.
a reclarification of the surface within the solid geometry, right? Otherwise, it wouldn't say that, and it'd just refer back to the earlier surface of two-dimensional geometry, right?
It says
But it
that which
specifically
bounds.
states it's a
Excuse
new
me,
one.
I was talking. I'm talking. It says that which bounds a solid is a surface.
Yeah.
That which bounds a solid is a surface.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
Yeah,
Number 2.
Sure does.
Yes. Yeah, it doesn't say the surface is three-dimensional. It says the solid is.
The surface goes all the way around the solid, though, doesn't it? I mean, like, can you imagine
So,
a
yes.
sphere, right, rolls along the ground? Now, that's because the ground would be a flat surface, 2-dimensional, and the ball would be 3-dimensional. That's what gives it the ability to roll. Can you imagine if it was 2-dimensional, how well it would roll?
Did I say that the
floor.
solid is Did I say the solid is 2-dimensional?
No, you said you think the surface is 2-dimensional,
Right.
but it's 3-dimensional. You've just
So
said.
why did you pretend? Why did you pretend that I said that the solid was 2-dimensional?
I don't know. Because
Why did you pretend
the surface
that?
bounds
Because you're a
the
liar.
solid, right?
Because you're a liar and a fraud. That's why. You lie.
I'm
you
fine
misrepresent
with you
people.
thinking you live on a 2-dimensional
Yeah,
surface. I'm fine with that.
I don't think that. I don't think that.
Oh.
But this is what you do constantly.
Do you not think you live
is
on
you
a
misrepresent? Excuse me. I was talking.
Do you not?
You fucking piece of shit. I'm talking.
Do you not
Shut
think
up.
you live on a ball?
Shut up. Shut up. I'm talking.
Sphere, then.
So shut up. I don't talk. Shut up. So when I'm talking, shut your fucking mouth. Start acting like a fucking adult, you fucking child.
You were saying?
So the solid is 3-dimensional. Its surface is 2-dimensional. You don't seem to be able to even understand this. You can't even get Euclid right. You don't understand Euclidean geometry at all. You don't understand it.
But you don't even use it anyway. You have your own one, don't you?
No, that's not true.
You're not that Euclidean.
That's not true.
Oh,
that's
so you
not
are coming back to Euclid then?
No,
it's not a. Come back.
It's not a. Shut up. It's not a religion, right? It's a tool. People use Euclidean, non-Euclidean, elliptical, and depends on the situation.
Go on, give us a situation.
Right. If you're calculating orbits, you're going to need to use a little non-Euclidean geometry, because orbital spacecraft follow non-Euclidean geodices in relation to the Earth.
Geodices?
Because the Earth... Geodesies.
Yeah? You okay with that? Did you get a nod from the team? All the guys in the room with you? This is thumbs up?
Yeah.
Oh, it's good?
This is how paranoid you are. This is how paranoid you are.
Do you mean geodetics? Or maybe
this
geodesics?
This is how paranoid you are. You're so paranoid.
Geodesies, I like them. They sounds better though. It sounds a bit.
How long have you been this paranoid? Do you take medication? Do you take medication for your paranoia?
I'm not paranoid at all.
Yes, you are. You think that I'm in a room.
No, you
were
saying
people.
Earlier that you were in a room with a load of people. Are you not now?
Yeah.
You were telling us you were delusional when you were saying that earlier.
Do you think I was being honest, or do you think I was being a little bit facetious? Do you know what the word facetious means?
Do I think you were being honest? I'll go with that one.
I'd like to answer that.
I was joking. It was joking. I was joking.
So should we not expect you to be honest then whenever we're talking?
No, I was joking.
It's okay. I mean,
because
I can do
you
that
were
from now on.
Excuse me. I'm fucking talking.
Sounds fine.
I've been doing it a while.
You're fucking talking over me all the time. Just knock it the fuck off.
It's all right, Brenda. I don't believe you.
Yeah, we don't think you're telling.
Yeah, we know when you say knock it off, stop talking. Like we know you're not. You're only joking, right? She gone.
Oh my goodness. Are you delusional?